What are dark secrets about the porn industry that people should know? The article does a good job of summarizing the way these men sex trafficked women and manipulated them. Go down the rabbit hole, and there are women who have shared their personal experiences with this company. I won't paste names here. These are truly horror stories. I was never particularly anti-porn, but am thinking this is more the norm how these content providers work. And visiting those sites now is a real moral peep. One of the lawyers who represented the defendants said amateur porn doesn't make sense economically, and I believe him. You can't pay someone just a few $1,000s for their anonymity unless they are broke, naive, manipulated, trapped, cheated, lied to, etc. This really affected me. The dressing room trash cans are full of empty disposable enemas and it smells like farts and sadness in there. It smells like farts and sadness at my job too. Oh, a fellow dev I see. Working from home. A lot of the 18-year-olds in the porn industry probably were in it when they were younger too. From now, I will stick to 30-yo secretary category. I know a girl who did some porn, and she started doing it when she was only a teenager, except all her porn videos were labeled 18. Edit. She started doing porn at 16, and they just lied and said she was 18 in her videos, even though she was underage. That's a child sex ring. One phone call to view the paperwork for that peep would destroy them, and they'd be in jail. There's a whole business built around the record keeping of porn stars. If you have any 80s VHS tapes of Traci Lords you could potentially be in possession of child pornography. She used fake identification and was 16 when she began filming and may have even been as young as 15. A lot of British tabloid papers had 16-year-old page 3 girls modeling topless. This was legal until 2003. Some newspapers even featured special 16th birthday shoots. These were national papers available in every shop and delivered through letterboxes. They were in cafes and hotel lobbies. The grooming and locking. If you've never heard of locking, it's basically when a group of girls doing porn are living together typically, and they are pressured to spend their money by producers who claim to be their friends. The goal here is to diminish any sort of saving money thought process and they make it out like the money will never stop coming. This keeps them broke and making doing more shoots. Edit. Just wanted to say thanks for the upvotes. Hopefully this will be top comment, so more awareness gets out. Grooming doesn't stop, because they made a few videos. That was in the after porn documentaries on Netflix, weren't they? I think the doc was called Hot Girls Wanted, if I remember correctly. Oh, I also used to drive some exotic dancers 2 or 3 cities to do regular doctor appointments. They never felt safe going local because they always get recognized and people get creepy. Not sure if that counts as porn industry, but I'd imagine the same rules apply. A lot of actors takes a lot of drugs. Like a lot. Plus basically every male actor gets erectile dysfunction after being in the business for so long as they are pumped up on Viagra. Too much blow and the cock won't grow. Too much white and your dick ain't right. Too much speed and your peen won't breed. Too much toot and your dung won't shoot. Too much dust and your lust goes bust. Too much poppy and your bits go floppy. Too much thong and your schlang ain't strong. Too much dope and your dick says nope. Too much crack and your nut crawls back. Many of the 18-yo porn stars were recruited when they were 16 or 17. I vacationed in San Diego when I was 17 and was recruited for modeling by a very attractive and seductive young woman at the beach. I went to the office building she told me to go to, a high-rise next to a highway. In reception I walked out. Casting couch type atmosphere and models as the staff. My story ends there. Sounds like you almost got Ghislaine Maxwell'd. Nadog. She said she was 17. Too old for that crew. That some companies like Girls Do Porn systematically trick/coerce young women into porn. Source: I read both articles you sourced. There's a story in the story. I think this happens so much more than just this one company. Sad. But good article for education. A trafficked 15-year-old was found on Pornhub. Almost a 100 videos. She was verified by Pornhub while trafficked. There are so many videos on free sites that the producers are unverified. I would be willing to bet there are a lot of underage photos anywhere that allow this type of behavior. Hell. My friend claimed she had been posting nudes to GW since she was in 9th grade at the age of 14. I had to tell a friend back in HS that she showed up in a BJ compilation. She met a couple college guys that drove her around in a van getting drunk until they convinced her to blow them all. Somewhere in there they decided to record a drunk 15-year-old going down on them. She never pressed charges. And I only saw it because my GF at the time and her friend thought it would be funny to look up porn videos. So I had no idea where they even found it. Pornopol only saw it cause of my GF at the time. Sure Pornopol. Sure. Just kidding mate. Edit. My first Reddit award and it's a snake. Couldn't have done it without Pornopol. Thanks y'all. Child actors from Thailand. Child actors from Thailand. Slaves then. Let's call them what they are. Great. After reading these comments I can no longer watch porn. Thanks boys. Honestly, I'd been wanting to quit myself, and I think this thread is what did it. Hot Girls Wanted. Produced by Rashida Jones. Explores most of the CD practices discussed in here. Seen it and can highly recommend it. Also its follow-up film. Edit. The follow-up film is actually a 6-part series, but it's very bingable, so I forgot that it is not a movie. Hot Girls Wanted and Hot Girls Wanted Turned On are both available on Netflix. James Dean, the famous porn star who made a killing by looking like an authentic, genuine dude, is a rapist according to several costers and his ex-girlfriend Stoya. But the porn industry didn't get a Me Too movement, so he's still in porn and Stoya isn't. And it wasn't even a peep secret. Edit. Apparently she's still doing porn, just on her own platform at. Edit. 2 ex-girlfriends. Dropped him though. They're actually a pretty good co from what I've seen and heard. I really like how their videos show the intro and discussion of consent and sapphiads before playing. Refreshing to see that. Well yeah. I just feel like, if you're going to be shooting that kind of porn, and be a major brand you need to cover every base. Otherwise you're peep. The whole tons of Viagra thing is absolutely true, and so is the bit about casting directors playing fast and loose with STDs. I have a friend that once turned down a shoot for a gay porn at a campground, because none of the actors were required to be tested beforehand. A few of them ended up contracting HIV from that shoot. You could tell all the guys during the late 90s early 2000s were jacked up on steroids and Viagra. Eric Everhead is a great example. The guys were built like football players. They had tiny, shriveled up testicles from the roids and their chests and faces were super red from Viagra. They all looked like they had sunburns on their chest, necks and face. That was a Viagra flush. Eric Everhead. LOL'd. Male porn names are a hidden gem of literary prowess. My favorite gotta be Rod Rockford, Brock Landers and Chest Rockwell. Dirk Diggler. Lance Hardwood. Sex Architect. 1. Amateur/homemade 18Y/ovids are likely not 18. 2. The industry gives no peep about protecting minors. If it were legal they'd go as low as they could. See Japan. Color Climax. Tracy Lords. Tracy Lords' case is especially despicable due to all the hate she received. When it came out she was 16 in her vids and 14 in her pinups. As well as the fact that in 1987 they made a porn film about her sexual exploitation. 3. Pornhub specifically makes it especially difficult to get minors taken down from the site, even if you report multiple times. Several famous minors are actually recommended search terms. 4. Not really the industry, but whenever there's a high-profile rape in the news the victim's name becomes a popular search terms on all sites. Number 4 made me uncomfortable as peep. Humans are degenerated animals. Some people are so damn sick in the head. Peep like this doesn't surprise me anymore. In the last few months, there have been several shocking cases of sex trafficking and child rape films that were listed on Pornhub. A 15-year-old girl who had been missing for a year was finally found after her mother was tipped off that her daughter was being featured in videos on the site. 58 such videos of her rape and sexual abuse were discovered on Pornhub. Her trafficker, who was seen in the videos raping the child, was identified using surveillance footage of him at a 7-Eleven where he was spotted with his victim. He is now facing a felony charge. Also in recent news was the case of 22 women who were deceived and coerced by Michael Pratt, owner of Girls Do Porn, into performing sex acts on film that were subsequently uploaded to Pornhub. These women sued Girls Do Porn and won a $12.7 million lawsuit against the company. According to a federal indictment, Pratt and his co-conspirators produced film child rape and sexual abuse content and trafficked a minor. Pratt reportedly fled the United States for New Zealand and is currently wanted on a federal warrant. But there are other individuals who should also be wanted by law enforcement. CEO Ferris Hinton and COO David Tassilo of Mingeek, the company that owns Pornhub. This is just one story. Victims of Pornhub/Mingeek in the media. Rose Kalemba, 14 years old, raped, and videos uploaded to Pornhub for months. 15 years old rape and sex trafficking victim found in 58 Pornhub videos. Pornhub verified 15 years old sex trafficking and rape victim. 14 years old victim from Palo Alto, CA raped and videos uploaded to Pornhub. Internet Watch Foundation confirmed 118 cases of child rape on Pornhub. The Sunday Times investigation found dozens of illegal abuse videos in minutes. PayPal cuts off service to Pornhub amid evidence of child rape and sexual abuse on site. 22 sex trafficking victims on Pornhub partner channel Girls Do Porn. Girls Do Porn sex trafficking ring, a partner channel on Pornhub with 784,000 subscribers. US federal indictment for sex trafficking and child pornography. Nicola Demando of New York sentenced to life in prison after killing attacker who sexually abused her and uploaded videos of her sexual assaults to Pornhub. 14 rape victims of Taiwan's Justin Lee had their sexual assaults and rape videos on Pornhub. Edit.